Hey guys, it's Carissa. So this is my first video. I'm filming in the bathroom because I'm trying to figure out like a setup that works for my room. About a week ago, I did a poll and asked if anyone would be interested in me doing like makeup or skincare tutorials, and like 90% of you said yes, and so here we are. I was getting like some individual questions like personally about like what type of makeup I like or how to do certain looks, so I thought it would be cool to start doing videos. So hopefully you guys like it, and if you guys have any preferences on what you'd like to see in the future, you can drop it down in the comments. I'd appreciate that. So I think first off, I cleansed my face. I used two different cleansers. Today I used this one. It's the Energie cleansing oil. Now I got this when I worked for Lancôme. I ordered it off the website, and I think it might have been exclusive to Sephora. I don't know if it's still, it might have been discontinued, but I love this one. But I also use the Mill & Mousse Honey Cleanser. These two are my favorite. They just really take all the makeup off. And then to take off eye and face, before I actually do that, I use Bifacil Face. Now this removes, the other ones I don't like get near the eye, but this one I can directly remove eye makeup. Okay, so I double cleanse, and then I use a toner. This one's my favorite. It's the Tonique Radiance. So I used to have like super dry skin, and I started using a toner, and I saw that it really helped in terms of like how the serums and the moisturizers really sink into the skin. And then so I cleanse, I tone, and then I use an essence. So essences are big with like Korean skincare. It's an extra step. It's kind of like a hybrid of like a serum. It's a little bit lighter than a serum, but it really makes everything that you put on top of it just go on really smoothly. It gives like a nice radiant glow to the face. I don't know, I just really like this, and this one's the Lancôme Hydra Essence. I've been really liking this one. Okay, and then my favorite moisturizer that I've been using is I use the Energie Liquid Care. It's kind of like a mixture of a serum and a moisturizer. I use this every day, and so we just put this on the whole face. And so this is gonna be the day routine. I do a similar routine at nighttime, but obviously I don't use the day moisturizer. I use a more like rich night cream. And then I have pretty my under eyes have always been like an insecurity for me. They're very dark, and pretty puffy in the mornings. So I use the Genifique, the Lancôme Genifique eye serum. So I really like this one because it just it does the job. It really depuffs. It gives me like, it smooths the under eye, just gives like a nice radiant glow. And so I apply it under the eye, and then I massage it into the crow's feet right here. So I'll do that morning and nighttime, and then I'll just go ahead and rub it in and massage it in with my fingers. Okay. So that's the skincare that I do on a daily basis. And so then I go in with the primer. I've been mixing these two together, the Lancôme La Bosse Pro. This is a nice silicone primer. So I use this one, and I mix it with the MAC Gold Light Strobe Cream. This one just really gives like a nice radiant glow to the skin. I tend to use more like matte fuller coverage foundations, so I just like the way that these two mix together underneath my foundation. So I mix them together like that. I like to use my hand as a palette. I don't know, it's just a thing that I do. So I just go ahead and I focus it really on the T-zone. By T-zone, like right here on the cheeks, over the nose, on the forehead. I have like a pretty large zit that popped up, like right here and right here. I usually don't have breakouts, so we'll cover them up, and then we just gotta work with what we got, right? Okay. And so I did do brows before I came on camera. What I used is the Lancôme powder to cream brow product. This one's nice. It has this kind of tip. What I do is I put some on the back of my hand like this, and then I'll go in there. This is my favorite brush. It's the Benefit, I don't even know what it's called. It's just this one that's like the double-ended one. And then I'll get it on the brush, and then I'll just fill in the brow. And then I will brush up and brush through it. So that's like my favorite go-to that I've been doing. I use the color brown. Okay. And so I'm gonna mix together two foundations. I live for the Lancôme Teint Idole, the 24-hour wear foundation. I'm shade 140 Ivory. I'm a little bit deeper than that right now. But I've been mixing it with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I'm shade Nude Beige. I like it's a little bit deeper than this one, so I mix them together and it just gives a nice shade. I like this one because it's super long wearing. I just love the finish of it. It's a nice natural matte, but this one, it's also like a 24-hour wear, but it gives like a nice dew. So I don't know, I just like the two together. So... and how I apply it is with a damp beauty blender. That's just my favorite way to apply foundation. And so I just go ahead and get it wet, and then I dry it off with a towel. And so I'm just going to apply it to the face. And then I won't talk. I'm just gonna like speed it up a little bit. And so when I'm applying foundation, I really just like press it right into the skin. It just gives like a nice natural consistency, just like makes it look like it's your skin. And then I just drag it a little bit down the neck so we don't like have that line of demarcation, you know. So we did foundation. Now I'm going to do concealer. So my favorite one that I have ever used is the Lancôme, the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Camo Concealer. This one's a 90 Ivory. It's the lightest shade, but I love it. It's full coverage. If you don't have as dark as circles, I would recommend mixing it with an eye cream for the under eyes. It is fuller coverage, so it's gonna be like super pigmented. So yeah, so I don't mix it. Sometimes I do if I want like a lighter coverage, but day to day I usually just use it as is. So I just go ahead and just get it on the brush. I like to use a concealer brush. I'm using the Lancôme concealer brush. I've had it a long time, so it's really like tried and true, but I love it. And so we just make sure we focus a lot right here on the inner corners, and like we do a triangle. Okay, and then I'll apply it a little bit on the nose right here, on the chin. And then I have like that pesky zit right here that just popped up, so I'll apply it like right there. And I'm blending it in with a little beauty blender, the cute little concealer sponges. Okay, so we're pretty covered. Like I said, I have pretty dark circles. And so I just make sure that they're really covered when I do this step, and then kind of pressing it in with my fingers. Okay, so our complexion is pretty even right now. Like I can still see my zit, but I can't cover that one up too much. It's there. It's just pretty. We're working with what we got. Okay, so then my favorite like setting powder is gonna be the Absolute powder. It's like super finely milled and it gives like a nice radiant glow to the skin. And so I first learned about this from Jaclyn Hill, and then I went out and I got it when I worked for Lancôme, and I like realized what all the hype is about. It looks so amazing like throughout the day, and it just wears really well, and it just gives like a nice natural glow to the skin. So I like that one, and then just because I have like a that little zit going on, I'm gonna take the Lancôme translucent powder. I think this one's been discontinued actually, but I would recommend the dual finish powder as well. That one's just very nice. So then I'm just pressing it, just giving a little bit more coverage right there, and then I have another zit right there. So yeah, so that's that. We got foundation, concealer, powder. And then the next step, I go in, I'm using this brush. This one actually is like a limited edition, I believe. I got it from, I think Lancôme had like a holiday set box, but they all also have this, this brush. This one's a staple. It's the Cheek and Contour. It's the number 25. It's very similar. This one's nice for blush, and then you can use it as contour too. I use this one for everything. Okay, and so I'm gonna use the Hoola. This is, I contour like every day. When I have like a super contour, people are like, oh my God, have you lost weight? I'm like, no, honey, it's just the contour. Okay, so what I'm doing is, you see right here, I'm just going in just a little bit. And then I'm just like really like kind of buffing it out. And so I do the contour first before I put any bronzer on. And like some people contour their nose and stuff like that, and that's fine. I just don't do it. I don't know. I have like kind of, my nose isn't straight, but that doesn't really bother me. So that's what's nice about the makeup, is we can just really like tailor it to what suits you. Okay, so that's that. That's our contour. So it's simple, and then I go in with my favorite bronzer. This one is the Gimme Sun. It's from MAC. Oh my God, it's my tried and true. You can see I've like hit pan ridiculously. I use this one every single day. And so I just go in over the contour, and so we're just going in where like the light would naturally hit your face if you were like out in the sun. So I like a pretty heavy contour and a blush. I don't know, it's just a personal preference. It just really like defines the cheekbones, because like naturally I don't have super like intense cheekbones on their own. So I just go ahead and I blend that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a highlight. I'm gonna use the Loreal Gilded Honey. This was just like, I had never used it before, and I'd heard all about it. And then I actually went up and picked up the small one because I wasn't sure. Usually I'm really pale throughout the year, so I wasn't sure if it was gonna look good on my skin. But I've been like really loving it. So I just really just blend it right here. I'm using the Morphe R31 brush. I'm not sure if this is a highlighting brush, but that's what I use it for. I just like how this one packs on the product. It's very pigmented with this brush. And so I apply it on the forehead a little bit, on the nose, right there on the Cupid's bow. Okay. I just love this highlight. It's my fave. Okay, and then next, my favorite blush ever is the Lancôme Bronze Flush. I don't know. It's like a nice, it's not pink, it's not red, it's like nice natural. And so I just take a little bit on this, my favorite brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I go like 2 fingers in from the nose and then upwards right here. And I always do the blush last so that the highlight and the contour like really melt together. I don't know, I used to do the highlight last and then it felt like it was just a strobe of color on my cheekbone, and since I do it last now, I don't notice that, as it's not as like prominent. But if you like that kind of strobe, go ahead and do it last if you want, honey. Okay, and so yeah, I just go ahead and like I said, I like a pretty prominent like blush and bronzer combo. It's just a personal preference. And then I have like pretty inexpensive brushes. I love e.l.f. I love Morphe. I have some Lancôme ones. It's just because I get it when they come with like the holiday sets. So this one is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I like this one. I use this one last. I just go ahead and go in there and kind of blend everything together. And so I think you can use this one for like foundation. I like to use a beauty blender for foundation like I showed you. So yeah, that's what we have so far. We have like the whole complexion. Let me just blend this out a little bit more. So that's like the simple complexion, and then I'm gonna go to eyes now. So for my base, I'm gonna use the concealer that I use for my under eyes. I have like Shadow Insurance like Too Faced primers, but I don't know, I just like, this is like something easy, and I've just always kind of used the concealer. Also, I have like purplish tone eyelids, and this kind of evens them out. So we're doing like an easy, I started going back to school, and so this is like an everyday look that I do. Yeah, and so the eyes are easy. I go back in there with the bronzer, and then I use my favorite. I can't tell you, I think this is the number 19 Sephora Tapered Crease brush. This is my favorite. I don't know, I just love it. Just really fits in the crease nicely. I've had this one a long time. It's the Sephora Pro brushes. So like the e.l.f. brushes, the Morphe brushes, and the Sephora brushes are my absolute favorite. And so if you see, I'm taking this bronzer shade and I'm really just popping it right into the crease. And so I used to hold my brushes like this, and then I wondered why they didn't, like, it didn't have like a seamless look. And then I realized it was because my hand was so heavy. And so we just go ahead, and this is like a nice transition shade. And so this just, by transition shade, it just means like it transitions nicely from the lid when we put color on to the eyebrow. So I like it to look pretty soft. Okay, and so even when I don't wear any eyeshadow, like I'll pop this in the crease just because it defines the eyes a little bit more. And so what I've been doing lately is, I think I told you I love this brush. What I've been doing lately is, like, one time I was going to work and I was late, and so I was doing my makeup in the car, and I didn't have any eyeshadow. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I use? So I pulled out my Anastasia glow kit, and what I did was I mixed all the shades together, and then I took my Fix Plus spray. This one's like the coconut scent. I think it was limited edition, but you could use the regular one too. And so I just took all these shades together, and then I took the Fix Plus spray and just spritzed a little bit on the brush. This makes that shot any shade just more intense. And so I just popped that right there on the lid. So just like some nice, like simple color for the lid. And so I'll just go ahead and spritz it again for the other eye. What I like about the Fix Plus is it sets the makeup really well, but it also makes your shadows look more intense. So yeah, that one's like super easy. And then I'll go ahead and just finish the look by putting some of the gold L'Oreal highlight on top of that. It just kind of pulls everything together. Okay. And then I'll take that blending brush and just really go in there and then blend those together. Okay, and then my palette that I love, a shout out to Heidi, Michael, Malia, Gavin, and Missy. They got me this for Christmas, and I love this palette. It's from ColourPop. What I like to do is I like to mix this brown shade and this kind of reddish shade. I mix them together, and then I put it under my eye. So I have like pretty large eyes, and so I really like to smoke out underneath. If you when you have larger eyes and you put darkness underneath, it makes them look a little bit smaller. I wouldn't recommend this for somebody that already has pretty small eyes. You can use like more of like a neutral shade or like a light brown shade, but I use a pretty dark one underneath. So we really just smoke that out. And then I'll take the light shade. Let's see, I'm gonna take this light shade right here, and I'm gonna use that like under the brow bone. Right here on the inner corners to really brighten it up. And then I'll go ahead and I take this, this is the Lancôme Kohl black liner. I love this. Obviously you can tell it's like super used, but I put it underneath or on the inner parts of the eyes, the inner rims. I don't know if you could see it, but I'm just really going in there and just depositing the color. I know like some people don't like this part, but you gotta do it. So for me, like this just like really, I don't know if you can tell, it really completes the look. When I don't do this step, people ask me if I'm tired or if I'm sick. I'm like, no, honey, I just haven't put eyeliner on. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it on the other eye. Just look away if you don't like this part. So yeah, I just go ahead and put that on the inner corner or on the inner parts of the rims. So yeah, and then next I have really straight lashes. They're super straight. I get them lifted, which is like a perm. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to curl one and show you what it looks like with and without the curl. So curling the lashes just really opens up the eye. I don't know if you can tell. But I'm going to go ahead and curl the other eye. And then I'm going to apply my mascara. So I use this primer first before I put my mascara on. This really lengthens and conditions your lashes. I notice a big difference when I don't use it. So it gives you more volume and it has fibers in it. Makes your lashes fuller and longer. So I use this first. This is the Lancôme Cils Booster. And then I go ahead and use my favorite mascara. It's the Lancôme Mr Big. This is what the wand looks like. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. I'm going to do one eye and show you what it looks like, and then I'll go ahead and finish up the other eye. So this is one eye with and without mascara. So I'm just going to finish up the other eye now. Primer and the mascara. And then I go in there. I always like double up my mascaras. I just always have. And so I go in there with the Lash Princess. It's the Essence mascara. And so I just go ahead and put a coat over the mascara that I already applied. I just like how they combined look. So yeah, I've been doing this one for a little while. This one's like $4 from CVS or from Ulta, so I love this one. So sometimes like I throw on some falsies. I haven't been doing them lately because this mascara is so good. But then the next step is to do lips. This is my favorite combo. If you ever see me with kind of like a nudish lip, this is what I always have on. So this is the Sephora Creamy Lip Stain. This is in, I think it's shade 40. It's called Pink Tea. So I have a larger bottom lip. So what I do is my top lip's not as full, and so I'll go ahead and I'm gonna do it off screen because of the mirror, but I'll show you one side of the lip and then I'll finish up the other. So I don't know if you can see it on screen, but my bottom lip is like bigger than my top lip, so I just go ahead and I kind of overdraw it just a little bit. So you see how this one is like not as full, so I'm gonna finish up the other side. So if anyone's ever wondering why I'm late, this is why. Okay, so then I'll throw on my favorite lip gloss over top. This is kind of like a peachy nude. It's my favorite. It's the Buxom one. It kind of like, it makes the lips just look full. So I'll go ahead and I hot this one on top. And this is in the shade Leslie. I don't know if I mentioned that. So yeah, I just love the two combined together. And then I'll go ahead and I'll set it all with the Lancôme Fix It and Forget It setting spray. I just love this one. It has like such a nice fine mist. Yeah, and so we're done. So what's nice about this look is that you can literally like, this is like a good starting point. So like you could deepen it up a little bit on the corners or do like a nice wing liner, throw on some lashes or switch it up and throw on like a brighter lip. So yeah, sometimes I'll do like a winged liner if I want a little extra. But this is just a really nice, easy starting point for anyone. It's like suitable for all skin types and all face shapes. So yeah, if you guys have any like requests or anything that you would want me to do in the future, you could drop it down in the comments. Yeah, I would love to hear from you guys and see what you guys would like. I know I like to see like empties videos or like skincare routines day and night. So yeah, anything like that, just let me know. All right, I hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.